Well, a very warm welcome to all of our pool fans joining at this iconic and packed out Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. It's day 2 of the Pro Billiard Series 10-ball Men's Las Vegas Open. And what a match we have lined up here for you. 2 tricky customers. It is the loser's first round. We have KURIANSKY of Mexico, and he's taking on Patsura of Ukraine. Well, my name is Gethin Davis, and joining me in the commentating box, it's an absolute pleasure, my good friend and colleague, Graham Hickman. Welcome, Graham. This is a difficult one to pick.
Hey, everybody. Hey, good morning. Hi, Gethin. Yes, looking forward to this one. Already feels like we've had some good pool already. A lot of the usual suspects going through yesterday. A lot of the big names doing what we expected. However, as you say, we're in the losers round now, so it's win or go home, as you say, in this stage already. Yeah, that's a tough one to call, this one. Haven't really seen them play a great deal over the years, but yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts on this one, Gethin?
Well, I was just looking on the form of Yasui. He's a Mexican national champion. He's won the hay ball and the 9-ball out there. This is 10-ball. Be interesting to see how he takes on the challenge, but I've only been hearing great things about Vitaly Patsura. He's not long been over from Ukraine. A good friend of ours, Fedor Gorst, helped in getting him out of Ukraine over to America, where he resides now, and he's been playing very strong of late. He did lose, I believe, to Max Lechner in the opening round with a 2-0 defeat, but this is Yasui up to break.
Yeah, I think Max was quite exquisite in his game, from what I recall. I did see some of that. He played some pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, seems like some players are in good form, and as you know, in this format, getting short races to 4, but with winner breaks, if somebody gets onto a bit of a roll, you could be sitting in your chair for a little while. However, some of the matches that we have seen, both the ones that we did yesterday, the breaks weren't so favourable for both players, so a little bit of safety. As you see here, doesn't really have a offensive shot straight away, so we're looking to duck. He's played that pretty well, though. First shot looked pretty good.
Yeah, well, making balls off the break, as you mentioned, did not have a position to go at the 1-ball, but, well, you couldn't get that cue ball a lot tighter to the 4. And you can see a little shake of the head from Vitaly. He knows this is a tricky one.
Yeah, he's got a 1 real kick here. He's going to try and catch the bottom side of the 2, I think. He's called the corner anyway, but he'd love to catch maybe the bottom, try and send the cue ball down the table. That could be an option, depending how he chooses to play it. He's caught it pretty full, so he's going to probably stick it up. And first real chance falls here. No real difficult balls.
And as you can see from that break from KURIANSKY, there's no real problems out there on the table now. So this is a great opportunity to get off the mark. But the format of race to 4, best of 3 sets, it has proved very exciting and a little bit leveling sometimes if players haven't come out the block firing on all cylinders. There's a few threats of upsets in the opening round.
Yeah, definitely some early nerves in the first rounds. Yeah, we commentated on Shane Van Boning in the first match, Gethin. The first set, Frankie Hernandez was a little bit hit and miss, and he ended up losing that set, but boy, did he come out firing in the next 2 sets and really stamped his authority. So I think some players just settling into this match, and that's the joy of these short race formats. You can write a set off if you like and still regroup for the next. For those just joining us, we do have, they're both going in. He's landed on the 50-yard line a little bit here. The 6-ball, still okay, but a little bit more trickier than he would have liked, I think. Probably, I don't know, can he draw into this, Gethin? I don't even know if he can. This is tricky.
Yeah, the 50-yard line indeed, Graham. And that corner pocket looms large. He may not even take this on, you know.
Yeah, it's a hard one to refuse, though, really, given where the ball is. Not much chance of cover. He might have to play a little bit of a creative shot here. Yeah, wow, there's a lot of body in that one.
Oh.
But he makes it, and I don't know if he can cut this in the side. It looks extremely thin.
Yeah, the 7 could just be up higher than the middle pocket, and that's going to make the cut very tricky. And there is a threat of the in-off if he goes for the corner. This is not over yet.
Yeah, both shots look a little bit in-off. Maybe he can squeeze a little bit up the rail. Yeah. I think he was conscious of that in-off get in. He's fluked it, but it doesn't count. So Patsura comes to the table with his first look at, well, pinching this rack, you would have to say.
Yeah. And well, you mentioned it. Quite a bit of body movement in Yasui there. I'm wondering if that's his style. As you mentioned, I've not managed to see too much of him on the TV tables. Obviously seen a few of his score lines. But this would be a great steal for Patsura here.
Yeah, well, like you say, if he's obviously winning some events, you know, everyone's style is different. You would like to think it doesn't impact him too much. Maybe in those pressure moments, a bit of body can do all kinds of crazy things, but Vitali will be happy to step in and mop this one up. And all in all, Gethin, it was a pretty good break, to be honest. There wasn't any clusters, there wasn't really any major problems, just a little bit unfortunate to not get a straightforward shot on the break, but it'd be interesting to see how this break fares.
Yeah, indeed. Yasui was unfortunate not to get a shot on the 1 and played the ideal safety shot. But it wasn't enough. And well, we'll see how important it is taking the first set. While we just watch our referee rack the balls together, we do have another stream running live concurrently on table 3. Oliver Zolnocki, who's been rather successful on the European circuit of late. He takes on a US hopeful, Robert Marino. So if you want to keep an eye on the scores there, and also to find out what's coming up later today, and of course through the next 9 days, please do visit ProBilliardSeries.com, and within a click or two you can get to all of the events running. We'll go through a few of them as this match progresses. And let's see Vitali with his first break, leading 1-0 in the opening set.
He's chasing that one ball in the side, I think. There you go. Hits it really well. And the corner ball. Is he going to get a look at something? Don't think so. Well, you can see the 3, but I'm not sure he can do a lot with this. Get in. He might have to duck and hide. Try and get some cover. But a pretty good break. Lost the cue ball a little bit, but made a couple of balls, and control of the table is all that you can ask for in 10 ball, really.
Yeah, we've been picking that up early on the Predator Arc tables. The cut ball on the 1 ball in the center pocket. But there has been the tendency for another ball to kick it out the way. The fall looked like it might have threatened it there. But good promising signs for both players making balls off the break. And again, as in our first rack, replying with a pretty decent safety. I'm sure our viewers at home will be saying jump, call the 10. But in this format, early 10s do not count. He will remain at the table if he makes it. Didn't hear a call, Graham, did you?
No, I didn't. But he might have mentioned it to the referee as he was walking to the table. Not that it matters now, but how's your luck? Oh, it's not so great. Chance for Vitali here from a good safety. He's got a pretty decent angle on this 3, to be honest, as well, Gethin. He can run this 3 ball off 2 rails. maybe even 3 if he chooses to get really close up to that 4 ball on the rail. Kind of where his hand is, somewhere around there would be nice. All about the pace. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, great line.
Wow, he's actually landed a little bit unfortunate there, I think, because the 5 doesn't go in the side. So he's going to have to take probably the 5 in the bottom corner. Just a bit of a shame that it's on the rail. Doesn't give him too many options. He might be able to squeeze a little bit on this though, Gethin, and just get somewhat closer to the 5, potentially. That's what he's looking at.
Yeah, and the 6 does look like it passes the 10 there. That might make his options a little bit easier, because I've got a feeling the 8's blocking it in the corner. Well, from the overhead, it does look like there may be a path past the 8 as well, but he's got a great angle just to run through here.
Wow, that's a perfect view. Great shot there. He's played that pretty well. Doesn't have a great deal of angle on this. 6 to go up the table. Doesn't want to. Probably wouldn't go too crazy here. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe placed the 7 in the top corner. Looks like he's digging down though. Wow, I can't believe he's played it that way. There's always a chance of that bobble getting.
Yeah. Well, these Predator arc tables are not forgiving on the center pockets, and going in at that pace. Not too sure he needed to do that.
Yeah, a bit surprised. Obviously, if it goes in, it was a perfect shot, but there's always the risk of when you have to play so much pace into those sides from that angle, like you say, it's just, it can, well, as we've seen there, bobble out just because of the power. Felt maybe he could have dropped that in and maybe taken a little bit of a longer 7 in the corner with the 8 ball being pretty much over the corner. However, what's history is history. What kind of angle does he have here?
Oh,
This might be ideal.
well, you'd think he can push this with a bit of loaded left-hand side, one rail and off the short rail and bring it out, but he really didn't want this, and he's brought the Predator extension into play as well.
Yeah, I don't know how straight he is. I like your option with the spin, but if he doesn't have the angle, might have to. It looks like he's going forward, so he must have a little bit. This could wobble a little bit if he's pinching. Oh, he's just taking his medicine, so that tells you didn't have a great deal to work with there, Gethin.
No, we did see him earlier make a really nice cut shot into the corner pocket. Another one needed here.
Good thing is he has natural angle to come round for the 10 ball. How's the pace? Needs to run a bit. It's not bad. It's a pretty good shot, really. A lot of body in that again, so this is definitely his style. Ooh, bobbled in that one. Yeah, maybe a bit of a mistake from both players there, just in the early racks. But it is 1-1. Some interesting shots there from both players. But this is how it goes. Taking your chances, and a lot of pressure on this, with them coming into the loser side straight away. So a break for KURIANSKY. See if he can capitalize on that stealing of the last rack. See what kind of break he can make here. Well, dry break. And he does have a look at the one. A bit of a cluster down the corner here on the right side of the table. Might not be too bad. Yeah, some awkward queuing there. Can always be a little bit tricky then. But managed it pretty well. As you see, there is a gap here. So although the table looked a little bit congested on this side, it's actually not too bad. All about control here. He's played that really well. It's quite a good angle here to go up for the 4 in the top corner. And the 5 and 6 are actually not in a bad place. So this is a real opportunity to steal this break. All about the pace this. Doesn't want to be hampered. It's not bad. A little bit close to the side. Might have a little bit of an awkward angle here. Don't know if he can draw this back. Or does he have to punch it? He might have to just take his medicine. Maybe leave a little bit more distance on the 5. All depends how much angle he has. Well, he was able to punch it, but the risk of that was he put a little bit more side on than maybe he was hoping for. Good news is he's not hooked on the 8, from the 8, sorry. So he can see the 5. This is probably going to have to be a back and forwards across the table. Choice whether he goes high or low. All depends on player preference. He's choosing to go low. He's played that pretty well. It's a great shot. He's still chasing a little bit here. He's on the 6, but it's not perfect. He's going to have to roll this up the rail. Chances are he's not going to get too far away from the rail, so good angle on this 7 ball is important. Probably better to run this ahead a little bit, try and get somewhere towards, well, above the break line, where the break box area is. Could be nice. Somewhere around the first, or the furthest diamond up that long rail. If he can get there, that would leave him a pretty nice angle to work with. Doesn't want to be straight on this. He decided to take the longer angle and guarantee a bit of a cut. This looks good. This is good. Oh, around a touch, but should be fine. Played that really well. Just a stop shot here, really. Doesn't need to do a great deal. 2-1 lead to Vitali. Pretty nice finish in the end. Maneuvered the balls pretty well. Wasn't so straightforward. Had to work that cue ball around the table due to the break, but it was a pretty good, solid finish. He'd be feeling good after that.
Graham.
So the referee just racking the balls here. Well, no balls off the break. Hasn't really left anything on the one other than a look at it. Yeah, he was chasing that one in the side. It was tracking that way, but got bumped out of the way. Don't know how much of the one he can see. We're playing with the 5 here. Has to catch a rail. Try and hook behind the 4 ball here. Well, he didn't even catch the 5, so he's left it over the corner. Not ideal. Does leave a bit of a tempter with the jump stick. So jump cue here. It's got to get over 2 balls. Quite high elevation needed. Oh, what a great shot. There's always the danger of that safety. Pushing the one towards the corner.
Extension.
Sleep here, Graham.
Yeah, I think so. Needs to catch this pretty good. Oh, can you believe he went around the back of that get in? Incredible, really.
Vitali jumping out of this chair. Opportunity to get to the hill. Any immediate problems be out there are the ones he's going to make for himself if he is at all.
Yeah, good chance here. Balls are wide open again, and just by how the last rack went, Vitali be feeling pretty confident taking these out. He's got to get a couple of shots right. This draw shot can be a little tricky. Played that well though.
Yeah. And in fairness, he's been looking rather solid. He doesn't seem to have been phased with any potential problems out there. And he's playing
Definitely
solid.
settling. He's settling in now. This looks like good stuff from Vitali. This is kind of what we expect. Very solid around the balls, composed. I like his timing. Doesn't seem to have to do crazy stuff. You mentioned Fedo a little bit. He kind of plays a little bit similar to some degree, just playing the table, steady pace around.
Yeah, and more importantly, he's keeping Kuriansky in his chair. And if he can put himself on the hill now, then we'll certainly have some questions.
Yeah, but to be fair, there hasn't really been much safety play at the moment. A couple of shots here or there in terms of maybe one or two safeties, but we haven't had any big safety battles yet. Okay, we're only in the fourth rack here, but the tables, even though breaks haven't been crazy big, the tables have been quite inviting to run them out. So Vitali's definitely taken advantage of the chances that have come his way. As you say, he'd love to get on the hill here and have a break to wrap this set up.
Yeah, he's taking this opportunity nicely. And I mentioned he did lose to Mac Lechner, who's no slouch around the table. But this chap, he's looking like he's really settling into it now. And takes the hill in this opening set, 3-1. And this set is going to need a comeback similar to the one that Elvis had at this location. He played over 650 shows concurrently here and put this place on the map. And our Mexican player here is going to need to do that in this opening set. As you look at the stats there, well, Vitali's sitting pretty with an overall performance of 900. But interesting, both having the same break success. And if I remember rightly, Graham, both not necessarily getting good position after being successful off the break. So, well, we'll see how that shapes out. But right now, we have Vitali breaking on the hill in the opening set.
Yeah, well deserved as well. He's probably played the better over these few racks. It's good to probably see him get a bit of table time, because you mentioned playing Max Lechner in the first match and he lost that match 4-0, 4-1. I don't have the stats in front of me, but judging by that scoreline, you know how Max was got one in the corner. Judging by how Max can play, maybe that match just got run away from him. So it's good to maybe see him play, get a bit of table time. That one ball was tracking in the side again.
Ooh, and the 4 dropped it. But look at where that one ball has finished. It's not going to hamper his queuing. This is a thin cut.
Yeah, he could take this on. He's choosing not to. Interesting choice, a shot, but that one ball, we've seen that a few times with players, haven't we, Gethin, where on the camera it looks like it's a pretty inviting opportunity, but they opt to not go for it. From this angle there, you see maybe the 2-ball position just wasn't ideal from that position, and he has played a good safety shot, to be fair, but players turning down somewhat aggressive opportunities, maybe.
Or maybe he heard you during the break between the last rack We haven't seen that many safeties. They have put in some good safeties. That one was up there.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of cliche things, isn't it, Gethin? You know, if you keep your opponent off the table, there's not a lot they can do in terms of defense or offense. The moment you play a safety shot and you give your opponent a look at something, whether it's a kick shot, a jump shot, whatever that is, anything can happen.
Oh,
Well, there you say, just like I was saying, so he was in control a moment ago, and a kick shot from Kuranski maybe hasn't worked in Vitali's favour here, because if he can't see this one ball, I'm pretty sure he's coming back to the table. Yeah, there you go. So back to what I was saying, Gethin, sometimes maybe letting your opponent back to the table isn't always wise at certain moments.
no. It was nice improvisation to get the cue ball where it was, but now he's faced with a tricky... Is he looking at the two-rail escape?
Yeah, I think so. Just doing a bit of a calculation here. Kind of parallel. That's actually the way I like to do it, Gethin, funny enough. Parallel way, just taking a step and trying to mirror the angle, trying to flick this. Yeah, slide beat him though. This is the new class for you. Didn't anticipate that, I think. Maybe he thought it wouldn't slide as much as it did, but he missed that by quite some way.
Yeah, I'm just having another look at that too, Graham. If it's frozen against that 8, it's not many options for it, if at all. Might be forced to go into it straight away.
Played that really well though.
Our astute viewers may be picking up a bit of background noise with the announcements. Our Women's Las Vegas Open 2026 kicks off after this match. And we'll be bringing you up on our TV tables. So Soa against Yin Hei-Yu, and also Sylviana Liu against Sophia Mast. And, well, the Pink Dagger is here with Venom this week, so it'll be interesting to see how that tournament kicks off. Doesn't seem to be putting the players off having the announcements in the background, but this is a thin cut for the Mexican here. He's gone for the bank.
He's absolutely nailed it. What a great shot. It looked like the cut was thin, but it was kind of maybe still sending the cue ball towards the sticks, but you preferred the bank. Absolutely nailed that, Gethin. On a dime. Great shot. Great position. Oh my. Well, I don't know if that was the body there, Gethin. He moved quite a bit there. He was jumping up as he hit the cue ball, and maybe it's the same story as the Vitali miss, obviously from a different angle, but trying to put a little bit more power in from an acute angle. Table didn't like it. Very tight from there.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. That was a great chance to start clawing back into this opening set. And now he's left Vitali with a thin cut, which he's taken on. He's played it well. How's his cue ball?
Might just get there. And he's got another thin one. The big question here is, does the 8 go past the 10? Doesn't go past the 10. He's going to have to keep the cue ball to this left side of the table, you would think, for the 8 in the bottom right. Just takes a little bit more control. Not sure if he can go just drop this in 2 reels, or will you have to play a bit of pace and go back and forwards twice? That's what he's trying.
Well, that looks a thin gap, if there is one at all.
I don't think it goes from my eyes, but as you know, Gethin, we have been proven wrong many times. There you, there you go. Extremely tight. What do we know?
What a great camera angle. Thank you, team. Oh, he thundered that one in.
There you go. He said, if I hit the rail, I'm going to hit hard enough so it goes through the rail. Played it well. So 2 balls for the set, yeah.
Well, I think in summary, a fair reflection on the player's performance so far. However, I will say the Mexican Kuriansky did have his chances, but Vitaly Patsura has pounced on most of his, and he takes this opening set 4 racks to 1. And, well, is this an ominous sign? Or do you think there's any route for our Mexican back into this, Graham?
Well, I think it's, you know, it's been proven. Every set's different. We've seen that over many, many matches, and I think, you know, Kuranski just has to forget that one, move on to the next one, start afresh, and hope that he can get some chances, because Vitaly's been playing pretty solid. Hasn't really made a great deal of mistakes. Overall performance in that set, very high, nearly 900 there, which tells you that he didn't miss a lot, if anything. One missed shot there, it shows on the stats, but in fairness, that was probably the 6th ball he played in the side, if I remember correctly. Other than that, pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that's a fair summary. Just look at the background there. It's filling up very nicely. The Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. Spectators are free. It's just off the strip, so if anyone's watching, please do come down and come and see your favorite players in action, as we see another strong break from Vitaly. And that's another good sign leading off into the second set, Graham.
Yeah, he's definitely got that center, 1 ball in the center, kind of his target, and he got a ball in the top corner as well, so pretty good break. Maybe being a little bit unfortunate here not to have a look, proper look. So he's going to push out, try and leave a thin edge on this 2 ball, which then tells me he's probably trying to track the cue ball, possibly behind the 10, but behind the 6 and 10, sorry. And that does leave the opportunity for his opponent as well. Don't know what shot you see getting, but a thin edge maybe. Try and leave the Q2 where it is.
He's not giving it back. Oh, he's played that delicately. That's a very, very nice shot.
Yeah, I kind of feel it was invited though, do you not think? I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad putt by any means, but he didn't really, that was doing it. He gave him a very clear option of what to do.
I mean, it was the only option to go for. I mean, it had to be played well with a very nice touch. He's going for a 1-rail escape, and where the cue ball is, getting any side on this cue ball is going to be fraught with danger. Oh, he's done that well. He avoided the 4.
I think he was hoping to catch it maybe a touch thinner, try and get that cue ball back over next to the 6 and the 10. Still got a good cue ball on the rail. It's not a bad outcome. Does put a lot of pressure on this, and we've seen a bit of body movement on some of these shots, so be interesting to see if he stays down on this.
Oh, he needs the 10 to slow this cue ball up, which it's done. Let's put the 2 ball right in the middle on the short rail, but it's not up against the cushion, so there are options here. I feel a little slice off the left-hand side of the 2 ball. Try and bring the cue ball back to where it is now. Wouldn't be such a bad effort.
Extension.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Always tricky, these. So easy to catch the 2 ball too thick. or even too thin. These are probably the most trickiest ones to play off the edge. But he does have a chance to get, like you say, down by the 10 and the 6. Good things can happen if he can catch it well. Oh, this is not bad at all. How's the pace?
Oh, that could come up behind the 10 there, Graham.
What a great shot that is. Question is, has he left a thin edge on the 2 from this angle, or is he totally hooked on the 5? He looks hard to tell if he can catch the edge. Not that he could do a great deal with that edge, by the way, Gethin, but it's hard to see if he can. If he can catch the thin edge, the 2 ball will head towards that right side of the table and potentially stick up. So might play a kick shot here.
He's having a close inspection. I'm just wondering. No, it looks too close for the 2 and 3 to Aramith. Yeah, definitely the overhead, giving that away there. I love your idea of rail first with side, but maybe he can't even see it.
Ooh. That's what he tried. He tried to go behind the 9 with loads of left-hand spin, because even if he did have the edge, there was no advantage. So he went, maybe that, I don't think that shot was on, to be honest. That's why he's tried to play it with so much spin. But that safety from Vitali has earned him the ball in hand. Just making sure the referee knows what he's playing, but first glance here, Gethin. The only thing that stands out possibly could be the 8 ball, if we're going to be a bit critical. It does look like it goes up past the 9 there, so you can go below the 8. Probably going to have to be the only position for that, and 6 to 8 is quite okay.
Yeah, as you see from the overhead there, there's a little gap between the 8 ball and the rail. I'm sure Vitali will be focused on that, but I'm just wondering if the 5 may hamper his cueing here, and it may have made it a bit trickier than he particularly wanted it.
Yeah, lost the cue ball a little bit there. Still should be okay, but as you say, maybe unnecessary hamperings very close to that 5. This referee watching like a hawk, but able to just trickle it in. Probably play. Yeah, he might even opt to play a little bit of a draw shot. He could stop it and still be okay. Would be nice with a little bit more angle on this 6, so he can just let the cue ball do the work, Gethin. It's always a bit more tricky when you have to punch those in. Might even draw it a little bit. Yeah, I like that option. Just pull it back a few inches. Give yourself a bit more angle on the 6. Oh, he's missed the 5. Oh, that's all down to the position on the 6. He's thinking like I was calling out there. He wanted to leave a much more thinner angle on the 6, so he could just drop the 6 in and just roll up nicely behind the 8 Gethin, but he just took his eye off that 5.
Oh, he has, and well, will this be a gift that Kuriansky will open? Because
that's the problem.
Yeah, this is straighter.
Yeah, he's kind of maybe wanted to play that off a few rails and let the cue ball run a little bit. He'll have to play a bit of a shot here. He's playing for the bank, maybe. Is the bank even on?
Well, he made a lovely bank earlier on, the cross bank, and to get position, so he certainly isn't afraid of them, but I'm not too sure this is even on.
Yeah, maybe with the 8 being off the rail might help it a little bit. Looks like it might go above the middle pocket, but yeah, I don't think that was on, Gethin. It looked like it was a, maybe he didn't have an option, but it didn't look on for me.
No, I have to agree, and to stick the boot in, he scratched as well. So what looked like a quick turn of momentum, well, he didn't take the opportunity, and he's back in his chair with his opponent, our Ukrainian, not facing too much difficulty out there, and well, you feel the Mexican really needs to start doing something soon. He has had a few opportunities and chances. But the gentleman putting the 10 ball away here, Vitaly Patsura, takes the opening rack in our second set. He already leads 1-0. And, well, great signs for our Ukrainian.
Yeah, I have to say that was a missed opportunity there. I think he maybe played that 5 ball a little bit quick. Did Kuranski? I think he tried to play it thin on the 5 and let the cue ball do the travelling, but with these slick cloths as well, when a ball's in the pocket, you think it's a straightforward shot. If anything, it's far from it, because the more pace you put on the ball, the more it stays up the table. So you've got to kind of know how to play those shots a little bit. Not to say he didn't know how to play it, but you could see what happened. It checked up a little bit and left him straight on the 6. So anyway, he needs to regroup now, as you say, and hopefully he can get a chance from Vitaly's break. But I do think he's tracking this 1 ball in the side really well. If you can keep that going and keep control of these racks. Oh, it was on its way again. Middle pocket. Oh, he gets 2 late balls, get in. How about that?
Does. Yeah, this is, again, a very, very productive break from Vitaly. This is the losers bracket, so it is elimination for whoever loses this match. That will start to put the pressure on as well a bit. 128 players in this tournament. $150,000 bounty out there. And this gentleman, look at the concentration on his face. Oh, he went attacking straight out there, looking to develop the 8-9 problem. But he's locked himself on the 2, Graham, and that's a bit unfortunate. I can see what he was trying to do there.
Well, I don't blame him for trying to be aggressive. I just think coming in from that angle, even if he caught the 9 from the bottom side, the 8 ball was kind of going to go towards the 2. If the 2 ball maybe does go up past the green in the corner, maybe that was what he was thinking, just to flick off the 9 and try and have a shot on the 2 in the corner, but it hasn't worked out. Definitely needs to make contact here though, because all the balls are pretty close to pockets really, aren't they? So with the exception of the 10, and
Yeah,
did call the corner. Trying to get it behind the 8 ball nearly. Yeah, he's played a good shot there, I think. I think he's got him. He can hit it, but I think he might have blocked the combination.
Always tricky to judge when you're playing them at that pace, especially with needing to hit a rail after contact. And having the courage to bring that 8 into play. I think he's reaped his rewards, but is there a combination on here?
Bend it. A little bit of spin. Try to make an angle. Well, it was on.
It wasn't far away either. However, that's another chance that, well, you'd arguably say it was a chance, but that's another one that slipped away from the Mexican. And, well, Yasui needs to start making something happen. And with Vitaly back at the table, he's not going to be able to do it right now.
He's going to probably take the medicine here. Yeah, I like that shot. The balls are all pretty much potable from anywhere in the middle of the table, so he doesn't really need to do a great deal here. Just play this. He likes to roll them in, but you can play this 2 ways. Punch it off the rail, play for the side, you can drop it in. There's so many options. Yeah, he just doesn't need to go anywhere crazy here. This is the key shot coming up. Don't know how much angle he has on this green, but play a bit of a draw shot. So pace is important here. I'd love to be back kind of where he is now. That would be ideal, but oh, that'll work. Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah, he just let his stroke out there, Graham, and really good signs here. We have seen a bit of Patsura even here last year. He is a formidable player, but in this format, as you mentioned at the beginning of this match, he has proved for some interesting results. He's certainly taken advantage of his opportunities, and I'm sure that will be reflected in the stats. Be interesting if Kuriansky can start to just turn the momentum, and if an opportunity comes his way, take it with both hands. But here, Graham, looks very much like Vitali's going to take a 2-0 lead in the second set.
Yeah, he's looking strong, isn't he? You could tell by a few of the shots there in that rack, especially that 6-ball, where he drew it off the long rail. Just tells you that he's in pretty good stroke, judging the pace to perfection. He's played a few of those shots. Yeah, everything to do for Kuriansky. I think he needs a bit of help from Vitali here. But at the moment, uphill battle. It's not over yet, of course. It's never over until it's over. But something does need to change. Either that's opportunities taken, or, like you say, a little bit of help from the Ukrainian.
And you just have to believe that he's got the ability to deliver. He's just not really, maybe sometimes not even playing the right shot, but up until now, he has had the odd chance to be able to turn things around. However, with this chap breaking in the form that he is now breaking, he's really asking a lot to get another opportunity in this set.
Yeah, as ever, keep an eye on this 1-ball, folks. Inside. One this time, but this is going to be an okay break, unless the 8's going to spoil the party. No.
I see the 2-ball still spinning. It looked like it may have had a gap into that top left pocket as we're looking at the overhead now. As you mentioned, the 1 was sort of tracking, but the 3 decided to sneak in instead. More importantly, he's left with a really nice shape on this 1. Not sure if that 2 does pass Graham, but he could come around the angles and find a different path for it.
Yeah, possibly. I'm going to say the 2 goes, because if we say it doesn't go, then it probably does. So, well, it doesn't go. That's why going around the angles. How's the pace? He's played for the side, I think. He's going to run it. Wait, can he still put this in the side? He can. This is a tester. This is a definite tester. He's definitely going to go into some balls, you would think, yeah. Really just needs to put everything into the pot and maybe see what the pool gods give him, because this is already a 10 out of 10 difficulty shot from here.
Extension.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing a few out to the elements if he was to hope to get shape on the 4 as well. So not only a tricky shot. Oh. 4-ball corner pocket, was that?
No, I think he's 2-ball in the corner. I don't know what he's played there.
Maybe the 4-ball was called for backup. I think he was always looking to put the cue ball safe. But he did have the angle then clearly to put it in the center pocket. But it was a tricky shot, and position on the 4 was never going to be a guarantee. And that's not a bad shot at all. It looks like the 9 may even be hampering the 1/2 rail escape. So he may be coming zigzagging across the table here, Graham.
Yeah, I think he's going airborne. Trying to go into the rail.
He jumped to make the 2 rail escape. Got the kick and stick as well. I would say that he has left a thin cut into the left center pocket as we look at the screen, but we saw him turn down a tricky one earlier. There is the bonus that he may still get shape on the 4 if he were to take it on. He is leading 2-0 in the second set, leading by 1-0 as well, Graham. maybe there could be time to throw caution to the wind a little. Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
Interesting point. Yeah, I might have left this actually. It's a good actually point you've made there. You know, when do you throw caution to the wind in these races? I think short races to 4. I don't know. I don't even know if you can really throw caution to the wind because tables can turn so quickly. That's why I don't blame him. Playing safe. Maybe if you don't have any options, go for it. But trying to get the hook and he didn't. Oh, a lot of movement there as well.
Yeah, again, I'm not too sure if that is his style, but it's certainly, for those who have had lessons in pool, they would have been advised to keep that body movement to a minimum. Sort of fallen in a little bit of a spot. Oh, he's played that very nicely. Not too sure. Can you reach this with that? You should be able to reach this.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe bridging over a little bit, but kind of the shortest part of the table, so he should be okay. Just needs to pinch this a little bit. He's put them both. Well, he's in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't go anywhere. I don't think it goes in the corner. Well, it does from this angle, but it's extremely thin, I think. I don't know if he'll be taking it on. Could put him in a lot of trouble behind that 7-ball, Geffen. That's what he's trying.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, he was just looking to avoid the 5 in the previous shot and didn't. Potted it. But in not being able to pot the 6, he's done the next best thing. And I'm not too sure he can play a straightforward one-rail escape without pumping a bit of side onto it, Graham.
Yeah, I do fancy him to hit this. It's quite a big ball. Don't know if he called anything, but it doesn't matter. He's left a shot on the side. Just needs a bit of cueing, but just needs to pot the 6-ball. Natural position for the 7. Maybe that safety shot could earn him another rack. It's a good hit, really. Hoping for a little bit of fortune. Probably could have played it a bit more pacier, a bit harder, but still a good hit. It's going to be very hard to get away with it, I think.
Oh, has he got away with that?
I think he has big time. Full ball. It's a full ball hook. I mean, he can go one rail. I think he knew straight away as soon as he hit that ball. He does have a one rail kick. I don't know if he can play it in such a way to stay behind the 9-ball. Just kind of play it. The risk is if he doesn't catch it right, he could stick this 6-ball up. Also needs to get a rail.
I'm not too sure if he called it, but he wasn't far away from making it, Graham. However, you'd think from how he's left Vitali here, he's sold out, and well, not that he's been taking advantage of many of his chances. He really needed to have taken advantage of that one.
Yeah, maybe there was a little bit of frustration in that kick shot, thinking, I'll just try and pot it. Where's a cue ball? I'm not sure what he's played there. Has he hooked himself yet, Gethin? He might have done. Oh, he's being a bit fortunate there. I don't know if he played it that way. Maybe he did. If he did, then he's in good shape here. He can go 2 rails around the 8, I think.
Yeah, very good percentage shot play there. Big area to aim for. And the 9, as you see from the overhead, passes the 10. This could be how a Ukrainian on the hill in the second set, which would be match hill for him. Oh, well, he's come underneath it, Graham, and the cue ball will be running away. You fully expect him to make this and have shape on the 10, but I'm sure he would have wanted to have finished this side.
Yeah, I might just take the medicine. Leave a thinner 10 ball. It's relatively close to the corner, so the question is, can he play this with running side? Just go off the short rail around the angles. It's normally the easiest way to play it, but with the slide, he might not be able to play that shot, so that's why he's probably playing it the other way and going just across the center of the table. Yeah. There you go. Gets on the hill.
Yeah, and he is making it look easy. Again, I will repeat, the Mexican Kuriansky had a good few opportunities in this, probably more than Vitaly would have wanted him to, but he hasn't been able to take advantage of them. And while we just wait for this rack to be put together, just to let you know, following on from this match, we have the opening of the Women's Las Vegas Open 2026, and on this table will be a matchup, an all South Korea affair, and it's going to be a tough one. Soa takes on Yin Hei Yu, and over on our other TV table it will be the Indonesian Silviana Liu taking on the US hopeful, the 17-year-old Pink Dagger Sophia Mast, and I'm very much looking forward to that one. And they will be taking place, due to kick off in an hour from our time, and that will be 1 p.m. Vegas local time. And bringing you back to the action here, Vitaly Patsura steps up to break. He leads 3-0 on the hill in the second set after taking the opening set. He's breaking for the match here, Graham.
Yeah, it's all running one-way traffic for the Ukrainian. Let's see how this break opens up. Will he get the first bite of the cherry? Bit of a miss hit there. Cue ball jumped, he didn't catch it. How the previous breaks have kind of panned out. Bit of a messy break, a few problems it looks like. A couple of clusters.
Did
Got
the
10 ball.
three... Sorry, Graham, I thought the 3 may have come to spoil the party, but no. He's not got an open shot though.
Nah, there's a few balls spoiling the party though, isn't there? Getting 10 and the 9 ball locked up there with the 2 and the 4. He does have a look at this one. Not really anything aggressive that he can do, but there's plenty of places to hide.
Wants the cue ball behind the 5. It's not found it. And I'm not too sure that 1 ball has gone into a safe position. It's certainly on. And he's called it, Graham. But as you've alluded to, there are more problems for him to think about. But right now, he's focused on this 1 ball.
Yeah, it's a bit of a half chance actually, this get in. If he can somehow pot the 1 and have a shot on the 2. He's just going for a little bit of pace to see what he can get. Not going to get anything easy, but tell you what, I've seen worse finishes from that position. He can pot this 2. The question for me is, can he pot the 2 and leave some kind of developing angle on the 3 to go into that 4-9? Don't know if that's possible. Chose to go above the 3.
Oh, clips the 5 and may have locked himself, or at least a chunk of the 3 is hidden. He's going airborne, Graham, so that may suggest he can't see any of this. Camera angle backs that up. Thank you very much. He did make a call, but getting contact on this 3 will be a great shot in itself. Looks like he's called it down the long rail into the bottom right corner.
Yeah, interesting, he's picking the jump cue. Kick shot seems pretty straightforward. And if he does hit the 3, he's potted it, you know. What a shot that is. I mean, it's one of them funny ones, isn't it? He pots it, but just gives him control of maybe a positional shot here, safety shot, sorry. Very good shot there. I mean, he could have played a kick shot on the 3, but tap on the leg there by Kuranski. Can he hide the cue ball? That's a question.
Oh, he's not done too bad there. And, well, the 9 looked like it was going to drop, which would not have helped him at all, but it's not. It's hung out there. And I don't think there's a way that the 4 can be cannoned onto it. Good improvisation. Was not unfortunate not to get the cue ball to kick behind the 5 there as well, Graham.
Yeah, this has worked out incredibly well. Creative shot there. It's a pretty good shot. Didn't really have much other options. Couldn't play any kind of aggressive shot other than a little flick off. Could find himself in a bit of trouble here if he can get this cue ball next to the 10. That would be ideal. Has he got there? I don't know if he has.
No, I don't think he has. Difficult shot he's left on. But yeah.
Still a 6. Sorry, I was just going to say there's still a 6-7 problem there. First protocol is, as you see, this is not a straightforward pot. He needs to get on the 5 as well.
Oh, very nice indeed. And as you mentioned, Kuranski actually put that 7 up against the 10 from an earlier shot. How's that 5 sat up for him?
It's thin, but he could opt to play into this 7 and 10 here if he wants to try and open them up. Looks quite natural to come that way. Might not be a bad option. Catch them from the left side rail.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, something needed to happen, Graham. Better late than never. This is the sort of stuff that we were expecting to see from him, and that really has developed out beautifully for him.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure on these last 4 balls under normal circumstances. Probably take these out 10 out of 10. Given he's 3-0 down, if he makes a mistake, he's out of the tournament. This will be as high pressure as it can be. It's got a nice, maybe nice on this 10 though, on this 8 ball, sorry, just to draw up the rail. The 10 ball's close enough to the corner where kind of anywhere on the 9 should work.
Great view of the potting angle there, and he's done exactly that, floating the cue ball up over the bulk line, and well, you'd love to think that he will pick these 2 off. And as you said, Graham, he's in a must-win situation. I was just wondering under my breath if he maybe had already put himself out of this match and maybe was not feeling any nerves at all, because he certainly played that well, and maybe even a little bit less body movement that we've seen from him so far. So this is good. He's back to 3-1. We'll get the break, and this has to be the start of the comeback if he is to stay in this match. And the crowd is looking rather full out there. That can sometimes add to the pressure, especially if some of your friends are in the crowd.
Yeah, there is only one way forward, and that is he has to win every rack from now to stay in this match at least. There is no more second chances, if you like, in terms of set-wise. This is do or die. He just needs to try and keep Vitali away from an opportunity. Starts with a break. He's been sat in the chair a little bit from breaking. see if he can get something going. Opportunity would be the first start of that. Just a cue ball here. Is he going to scratch? He is. No, he's not.
Oh,
Wow. I think he's hooked on the rail. I think he's on the hook on the rail.
I'm not even too sure if there's a shot you can play past the 10 there.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. Look, for all the world, he was going to be in off, but well, can he hit the 1 from here? Maybe he can. Very thin edge. Let's see what he does.
Well, he started off this match making balls off of his first break. That occasion, he could see the 1, but he couldn't pot it, and played a very good safety this time. I'm not even sure if he can actually play that cue ball out of that. So he's taken the push, moved the 10, pushed the cue ball into a position where there is no look at that 1 ball. And although Vitaly got out of his chair, he was quick to tick it back to the Mexican. Cue ball's not a nice position, Graham.
I think that's a mistake. I think he tried to leave an edge of the 1, but in the end he's hooked himself, and Vitaly's rightly so said, "No thanks, you can have that 1." And you see, he kind of gave control back to the Ukrainian. I don't think he can pot the 1, but he might be able to be creative here.
Yeah,
Balls to hide down.
that was the risk of hitting that 1 ball full in the face. Well, there's lots of traffic down here, Graham. I mean, you can pick your spot.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You can't just naturally play off the edge of the 1. He's going to have to either send the 1 ball down the table or play off the edge. I mean, he could go for the pot and then try to play safe.
Did he call the middle pocket?
I think he did. He's going aggressive.
He did. He missed it. He left the cue ball in a horrible position if he had have potted it. And not for the first time in this match, we do see Yasui Kuriansky coming back to the table, and he's got a good look on this one.
Yeah, these are the chances. I'm saying he needs a bit of help from Vitaly, and he needs to try and take these chances as much as possible. 2-5 combo. Judging by the angle, there is a chance that this 2 ball could go to the left of the table, potentially, and head towards that 7. Depends how straight he can make this combination.
Well, he made the combination. That 2 ball's popped out, but that's not going to help him, I don't think. And is there an obvious safety? Maybe he can push the 2 past the 10 and just roll the cue ball up somewhere around behind the 7, but he's not going to take the racket this visit.
No, yeah, you're right. Pretty straightforward safety. And the scratch is screaming out here, going up the table, trying to make contact with this 2 ball. Maybe half tempted just to... You could also put another ball safe. It's not the most straightforward kick shots here. I might play this slow pace. Just try to land on it, maybe. That's what he's trying. Scratch is calling out all day, though.
Not a bad line. Oh, he missed it on the way down. And that cue ball did not hit a cushion on the way back. It's ball in hand, but there's not much he can do apart from go for another foul, I feel.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, can he put the cue ball in such a way below the 2, somehow put him behind the 3? I don't know if that's possible from the angle, but that looks to be the most favourable. Just kind of put it somewhere there and just elevate the cue. Just try to kill the cue ball and just send that 2 away. Yeah, I like that shot. And now he's in big trouble.
Yeah. Well, the 2-ball has gone right up against that short rail. I'm not too sure if that makes that a better target for him or not, but if he fouls here, we'll put him on 2 fouls. We do have 3 foul in fact. Is he looking to knock a ball up here?
Just trying to tie a ball up, yeah, put that 4. It's a pretty good shot. Does ask the question if Kuriansky means he's banking on maybe him not being able to run out at this visit. To be fair, that's probably the more percentage play over trying to kick that ball, to be honest, Gethin. I don't blame that shot. Didn't really have too much else to do. It was a good safety.
No, I agree, Graham. I'm just wondering if the best bet of if he wanted to get a third safety is to a third foul is to use the 3 to get it rather than the 2.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, he's got a few options, really. Probably the likelihood here is play the 2-ball down to the 3, see if you can get a half-decent angle to give you an option to open the 4 up. If not, try to get a good safety. There's some cover down there that you can attack. Just make sure you don't hook yourself. That's what he's kind of semi-tried. Doesn't want to go on 10. Ah, there you go. Has he got a 10 there? Can he draw this 3 into the 4? Try and make something happen. Or, to your point, does he pop the 3? Maybe try to play a cheeky safety off the 4.
Well, I tell you something, that was bravery on another level. He was looking to come off that short rail and push the 4 and 7 apart. Was not far away from achieving it at all. Looks like he's taking the pot on here.
Yeah, that's the table. That shot wasn't on for me. Not at that pace. It's too slidey. He's never going to get there with the topspin, I felt. He did try. But like we said before, maybe he can play a thin edge off this 4. Maybe try to use the 8. The 9 and the 10 is a little bit of cover. Needs the 4-ball to not move too much.
Oh, the 9 could provide cover. I think he's going to leave an edge there, though, Graham. Referee just indicating to Vitali that he is on 2 fouls. That's not going to bother him here if you can see it. No shot on. Maybe we'll call the combination just in case. Oh, and that is end of rack. I think that's loss of rack. The referee did warn him on the 2 fouls, the second foul.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gift, really. I definitely could have hit that 4-ball. At least make him run the balls. But yeah, it's a bit of a gift, and all of a sudden, from being 3-0 in front, not to say that he's maybe feeling it too much yet, but he's right back in this set. Kuriansky, if you can get one good break here, and before you know it, tables have turned. The Ukrainian was looking very comfortable.
He was. And you can sense a little bit of a buzz in the crowd as well. And they can sense something could be a brew. Just have a little look at the stats as they're coming in. Well, they still are suggesting that Vitali should be running away with this. And just with a bit of closer inspection, if anything, the Mexican just slightly ahead with the safeties. But he breaks now, trailing 3 racks to 2 in the second set. Must win this and the next to take this second set. Where's the cue ball? It's rested in the corner. Jowls. The 10 ball was potted, so he'll remain at the table while the 10 gets respotted.
Yeah, that was almost going to be happy days there. Cue ball just running into an awkward spot. Similar to the 1-ball. It's a problem with the 3-ball. So there's a few problems here. Referee just taking care to... Oh, there's another problem right there. Unless that 5-ball goes in. Hard to tell from here. Does go in the side, maybe. But yeah. Plenty stuff to deal with first.
Got a bit of a double kiss. Looked like he was playing for that and has not come out of that too badly. Vitali does get a good look at this one. There is no shot on, but be ideally looking to put his opponent in a safe position here.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Gethin, but part of me feels these type of racks are just favouring Kuriansky here, because it's stopping Vitali from running balls. Having a messy table with a bit of safety, just putting a little bit more pressure on the Ukrainian, and things are not going all his way at the moment.
Yeah, I have to agree. And that may be a testament to the way he's been breaking, because he's been not leaving much trouble on the table at all. But in this set, we've certainly seen a few breaks result in a couple of problem areas. And well, the scoreline has shifted from 3-0 to 3-2, which will ask questions of the Ukrainian here. Looking to get the cue ball all down to bring the 10 or the 7 into play, and hasn't done that.
Yeah, he had an opportunity also with the 1 ball there to bump into that 9 ball and 3 ball, just open something up, but didn't seem to make the connection. I think they'll be open up this time though. Should change it a little bit. How's the cover? Is he going to open the 5 as well? He is.
Oh,
Horrible.
that makes queuing so tricky for Patsura there. He's going to have to elevate over the top of it, and really the referee will be watching that closely for any movement on the 5 ball.
Yeah, I like the kick, to be honest.
Extension.
I think go on the right side of the 8 ball. Just need to make sure you catch this one pretty full off the rail. If you catch it on the right side, you could scratch. But all of a sudden, that one shot from Kuriansky has really opened this rack up wide open.
Oh, he's made good contact there.
It's a bit of a roll. That'll work. He'll take that. Hasn't left anything on, and okay, maybe there's a safety option on here just off the right edge of the 1 ball. Keep that one on the rail where the green 6 is. Try and send that cue ball to the left side using the 10 as cover. I think that's the most logical path I see. He's going behind. Wow. Is that a foul? Was it? No, he caught the rail after the... Didn't think that shot was on, but that was delicate. Very risky. He does have it.
I didn't even see that shot on, Graham. I saw your shot, and I thought with the cube, with the 1 ball being sort of deadened by the 6, he could just focus on positioning the cue ball. But that is great skill. Oh, and it's been fruitful as well, Graham.
Yeah, quite incredible. All of a sudden, he has a chance to really somehow from nowhere get back to hill on this set. Really give himself a chance to hang into this match when, for all the money, looked like you already had half his cues put away. It was crazy. Vitali will be thinking, what's happened here? A couple of missed balls or a couple of safeties gone awry, and before you know it, I bet you can't believe that. It could be 3-3 in a moment. This is quite remarkable.
Dare I say, there's a little bit of a pep in the Mexican step as well. So he might be feeling the confidence is brewing, the momentum is shifting, and like you mentioned, the 2 problem areas that were really sticking out, he resolved quite quickly. Oh, he's run into the 10 there, but that's not done him any disservice either, so maybe things are just swaying a little bit his way.
Definitely worked out okay. He's got options. He can draw this. Or he can stun this round the 9. Looks like he's going to draw it. Wouldn't be surprised there's a little bit of pressure building on the Mexican here. He hasn't played that great. I think he's going to run into the 10 again here, getting. Don't think he wants to play it in the bottom left. He'd love to play it in the side. That might cause a problem. Don't think he can avoid canning another ball. Takes it in the corners, a lot more pressure. He's drawing it. Maybe he's going on the right side. Interesting shot here. How's the pace?
Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Looked like it was going to run on a lot further.
I think that was perfect, really. As good as he could have got from that angle. He's got a nice line on this 5 ball. Go up and down. Just make sure he doesn't go near the middle pocket, but he should be okay.
Oh, slides past the 6 very, very nicely. 7 may not pass the 8, but that shouldn't provide a problem. It looks like he just needs to just pop the cue ball off the cushion here and play up the 7 into the top left. And this rack will have opened up perfectly for him.
Yeah, the pressure's going to build on this 7 ball for me. There should be no problem. He's just overran that a bit much. Just overran a ball or so, which means it's not straightforward just to stop it in. Might have to choose to play the 8 ball in the bottom left, the same corner as the 6. I think that's the safest option. I wouldn't be trying to go too crazy with this. Just stay down and give yourself a decent shot on this 8 ball. Great angle here. Watch this one. Yeah, he's not taking any chances. He's ran it on. He's handpad queuing. Getting. He's handpad queuing up. Now this is pressure right here. This is the shot for the match. Oh, well, at least in for the eyes of Vitali, this is missable, given the context.
Well, this second set has turned into an absolute gem. It would be a shame if a miss here would be the end of it. Oh, he stayed down great on the shot, Graham.
Great shot. He's been chasing this rack a little bit.
Yeah, lots of pressure looming over Kuriansky's head, but so far delivering. Oh, and Vitali looks on from his chair. Can't do anything from there. And this 10 ball will put Yuzui Kuriansky in a hill in the second set, which he's done, Graham. And well, who would have put their money on this after Vitali potted the 10 ball in our 3rd rack of this second set? He was leading 3-0, and Mexican has brought the score back. Kuriansky now ties 3-3 in this deciding rack for the second set. And, well, who would have picked it?
Yeah, truth be told, when it was 3-0 up to Vitali, I was half thinking, which biscuits will I have with my cup of tea in a rack or two's time? However, there will be no biscuits, and I'm very, full credit to the Mexican in battling back. Got to give him all the dues. He hasn't crumbled. Vitali, to be fair, probably has been waiting for that one gilt opportunity to win the match, which probably hasn't had, in fairness. He's had a few messy racks, and the Mexicans had really the better outcomes of most of the shots. So huge break coming here. Are we going to see another safety rack, or will someone get a chance to run the match? About a minute. Cue ball. Ooh, that was heading towards the side. Looks a little bit messy again.
It does. And so far in this second set, these type of situations have favoured Kuriansky. Vitali looking at a long one. Is he taking it on? No, he's not. Needed the 4 to come into play, and it hasn't.
Yeah, but where that 3 ball is, that's a big problem. If it was the other way around, it's a combo one, then this rack was quite dangerous. Giving where the 3 ball is, and the 2, well, could maybe make something happen from the 2, but really needs to try and get some cover here.
Wow. I'm not too sure if there's a gap between that 10 and 6, because if not, the tap on the table. Oh, I thought that was a tap on the table. Maybe it was, may have been, as well as a calling of the bottom left pocket as we're looking at it. So he's definitely going for the 1/2 rail escape. I'm just wondering if that safety shot was played to perfection.
He's kicking at it. Where's the cue ball going to end up? Hasn't really sold out, but control still with the Mexican here. Balls are starting to move around the table.
Yeah, we still have that problem with the 3 and the 4, so no real merit in going aggressive here. However, as I say that, he may just go ahead and bank it. Oh, that 8 could prove useful in deadening the cue ball, which it has done. And I'm not even sure Vitali has an edge there.
I think he has, you know. I think it's been a bit unlucky there. Now he's got a nice edge to kind of track back to the same place. Try and send the cue ball a couple of rails into that little box of balls. See if you can get some cover. Send that 1 behind the 3 would be ideal. He's got it, you know.
Good 1 ball. How's the cue ball? Oh, well, I don't know if anyone was wondering what must be going through Vitali's head right now, having staring down the barrel of 3-0 back to 3-3. But that's great composure from the Ukrainian, and that's a very, very difficult position he's left Kuriansky in there. I can't really see any escapes at all.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where if he does give him ball in hand, I know the shot I'd be thinking would be to stun that cue ball up behind the 3, send that 1 ball away back round the table and chase them 3 fouls, because it's pretty straightforward. I mean, of course, he might go for this, but the risk is he doesn't want to open up the 3 and the 4 if he does make a mistake. He's going for a jump here. I'm not sure. What about this for a shot? I'm surprised they're trying to put something more safe. Oh my goodness, what a shot.
That is fantastic. We've seen a similar shot played in this match already. Jump back escape. That one was the better of the bunch. Had to be hit with precision. I mean, he's a bit unfortunate. He's left the 1 on. But that 3-4 still a bit tricky. Is there a chance he could open it here? But I don't know.
He tried to flick the 4. But just to go back on that shot a minute ago, Gethin, I think there's a little bit more context. The risk that he was playing there as well. If he did hit it incorrectly and went into the 3 and the 4 and give ball in hand, all the balls would have been open and that could have been match over. So to go that way, got to give him full courage and credit. Very, very risky indeed to go that route, but still work to be done here for Vitali. I don't know if he can punch this, try and open something up. That's what he's trying. Oh, he's going to be close, you know. He's going to be close.
Great effort, great effort. The cue ball just running out of pace at the end. We'll see an edge of this 3.
If you can, that's a big bonus. Very fortunate not to be. I think he's hooked, you know. Surely you can't see the edge of the 3. From this angle, it looks. Don't know. We'll tell by how he's cueing.
I think you're right. I don't think he can. And I mean, where the knuckle is of the jaw. Oh, he's called the cross bank, so maybe there is an edge of it. Big shot if he makes it, Graham. You couldn't have picked that though, could you? He played it in such a way that he was going to leave the red 3 in the center of the short rail, so wouldn't have left his opponent in. But look at that cue ball, how it missed the 6, and it's gone flush into that tight center pocket. Ball in hand for the Mexican.
Yeah, oh, it's all happening. I'm kind of surprised that he maybe went for the bank. I think he was going for more safety, to be honest. But scratch was the worst possible result he could have had. Just want to be straight on this. He's got enough angle maybe to work with here. And look at the 7, 8, 9, and 10 all camping out in that top corner pocket. Really, he's just a couple of shots away. If he can get nice on that 7, somehow this Mexican could be getting a set on the board, which is quite incredible.
And as we've seen, Graham, in this format, anything can happen in the 3rd set. You can feel the buzz in the crowd. Been picking up quite a few sighs and claps from them. They're all invested in this. And well, what was looking like a walkover for the Ukrainian has now turned into a very, very exciting affair.
Key shot coming up here. Of course, the 7 is very close to the corner. Did see the angle there. Does go. It's relatively tight, but does go. I'd love to get pretty close to this 7. Try and have a nice easy 7 to 8.
Yeah, the 7 doesn't have a full pocket either. That cue ball, is it going to come up far enough? Well,
I think he might. Can he go forward? He might be able to just top this in, not with crazy speed. Just go up and down and leave a thinner 8. He's okay.
Oh, he got up quick as he played that shot. Didn't make any difference. Clean as a whistle. And floated, as you suggested, nicely for this 8. And I'm not going to say it, Graham, but good signs for Yasui Kuriansky.
Wouldn't be surprised if Vitali takes a break after this, Gethin. He's going to be a little bit shell-shocked. Quite incredible. What a battle back from the Mexican. Somehow these messy racks have totally worked in his favour.
And where some players would have bowed their head at the prospect of being 3-0 down in this race to 4, Yuri Kuriansky has pulled it back from the depths and takes our 2nd set to bring it back to 1 set apiece. And as my good colleague Graham Hickman has suggested, players are going to take a short break. I think after all that excitement, both Graham and I will as well. Refresh the glasses and get back in time, ready for the opening of this 3rd and deciding set. Please don't go away, we'll be right back. Well, a very warm welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this thrilling losers round 1 matchup between Vitaly Patsura of Ukraine and Yusui Kuriansky of Mexico. For those of you just joining us, well, the Ukrainian took the opening set quite convincingly 4-1 and looked like he was going to take the match in the second set. He was leading 3-0, but the Mexican winning 4 in a row in some messy but thrilling matches. Taken the second set and now has brought it back to a deciding and third set. If this match does go 3-3 in this set, we will be blessed with a shootout. My name is Gethin Davis, and joining me in the commentating box for the culmination of this match, my good friend and colleague Graham. Well, I'm not going to call it Graham. Do you dare?
No, definitely not. This match has completely surprised us both. Yeah, quite incredible, really. You've got to give hats off to the Mexican. 3-0 down in the final set after losing the first one 4-1. I think everybody in the audience watching and on the stream thought this match was very much over. However, fast forward 45 minutes later, I tell you what, he's very much in this match. It is a bit of a flip of a coin because, as you see, the breaks are starting to get messy. Pretty much all of that last set, the messy breaks definitely went the way of the Mexican. So Vitaly needs to knuckle down here, try to somehow stay composed.
A lovely view of player coming up next, Soa, who recently was a champion at our last event. Played absolutely formidably in the women's worlds, and she will be up on this table in the following match, taking on a fellow South Korean, Yin Hae-yu. That will follow this match, as I said, but let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of life left in this, and dare I say, a couple more twists and turns.
I kind of feel this match is deserving of a shootout. It's had pretty much everything else.
Yeah, that's the only thing it's been missing.
Exactly. I'm sure both players would not want that. It's the one going to finish here. Maybe a shot at the side. Not the best queuing, but there's still plenty of work to be done in this one.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, Graham, you're talking about shooting it in the side. I'm just reflecting back. I'm not too sure if it was at 3-2 or if it was at 3-3, but Vitaly had that shot into the center pocket that he missed, and that may prove to be very costly in this match. However, that is not a bad shot at this stage.
He's got him in a spot of bother here. He's frozen on that ball, so the one ball is over the corner. 6 ball is a problem because it's blocking the kind of direct line, so it plays quite big, as we say, hard to avoid it. You might have to play this high and try and let the slide just take it down. Go cushion first, maybe. Oh, what a great shot. Oh, that's unlucky.
Wow, he played exactly as you suggested, taking advantage of the slide. If you watch the bounce, it takes off the rail here, just collects a little bit of the momentum and spin, and he wasn't far away from making that. Well, I'm just taking a look at the 7-8 cluster there, Graham. That could come back to haunt one of these players. There's a few more balls between then and now, but certainly something for consideration.
Yeah, this will be quite a good finish from here. He's got a nice angle to go up for the 3, sorry. He's going to have to leave this relatively thin, so center table will be okay, because then he can try and run the cue ball maybe off 3 rails. We'll have to put a little bit of power in this, because the way the slidey cloth works, it's going to hit it too hard, otherwise it won't take. So as he tries to power it through, Need a bit of juice anyway to get back round for that 4 in the same corner. He's trying to power it round.
Wow. He did find the juice there, and he's also managed to leave himself a good angle to come back out for the 5. So still looking at that 7-8, but good stuff so far from the Ukrainian. Well, yeah, as you suggested, Graham, he must be a bit shell-shocked from how that second set played out. But he certainly seems to have put it behind him here. And, well, I'm just wondering if there could be a way to slide past the 9 into the 7 at this opportunity.
He's got options. It's a risky one. Yeah, he had options there. It was risky going that way because even if he did catch it, he might not have had a shot on the 6. I was just about to say he could have just dropped the 5 in, maybe left a better angle on the 6 to go off the bottom rail and into the 7 and 8 that way. Try and put that 7 up to play it past the 9. He's got a similar kind of option here. It depends how aggressive he wants to go, Gethin. If he's going for the run out, he does have an angle on this 6 to pot it and go into the 7. And if he does miss the 6, he could leave it wide open.
He's made it and moved the 7. I just don't think he's moved it enough. Nope. That's unfortunate. Great pot. And as you see there, 2 rails just glanced off the 7. Didn't get enough of it. Left with a tricky combination on the 8. Maybe even a bank.
Yeah. I feel like he's going all out attack here. He's attacked so much in this rack. Why stop now?
He was going for the bank. Needed to avoid the 10. It wasn't. It was quite tight to get past it. And the 7 has bounced out into a position for Kuriansky. And this would be a nice steal again. Similar to how he got his foot in the door in the second set. And well, this will be the first time that he's taken an opening rack and the lead, aside of when he won the second set. So looking composed still, Graham. Still with a bit of movement though.
Yeah, the pressure's got to be building. I mean, yeah, he's pinching another rack, and Vitali's going to start feeling this. Maybe at some point the pressure will swing back to the Mexican, but these messy racks are kind of forcing Vitali into going for stuff, and he's not able to finish them off. It's kind of costing him. Wow. He pushed that one in with his body, but it still went in.
Oh, and he does. Kuriansky takes the opening rack, maybe against the run of play as it got off to with Vitali there, and I think he's stolen that to some effect. And well, this Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, when it opened, was the largest hotel in the world, and it was the place where Elvis Presley made his great comeback, as I may have alluded to earlier. This could be something on a similar scale, because I would never have had Kuriansky getting back into this match, especially with the way Vitali was playing, and the crowd certainly enjoying this too. He'll get the break as well, Graham, and you mentioned it's going to start hurting Vitali at some point. You wouldn't notice it on his face right now, but pressure is certainly mounting. Kuriansky to break, leading in this third and deciding set, 1-0. Didn't get the best spread of the balls there, and that will be a dry break, but it has left a couple of clusters, and as you've been pointing out, Graham, these are the sort of racks that our Mexican likes picking up. However, Vitali at the table, what's he got to look at here?
Part of me feels like he's doing this on purpose with these messy breaks. Just seems to be going that way. Vitali just has to be. Well, it's one of those ones where, you know, the earlier part of this match, it was all kind of run out city, open tables, and right up Vitali's street. But the more messier the game has become, it just seems to not be able to get a grasp of the rack, and he's taking too much of a risk, or maybe a loose safety shot or something. Yeah, it's an interesting one to look back on. These kind of racks, I would probably arguably say every safety rack he's lost, because he was 3-0 up. Every rack he's lost since then.
I distinctly remember us pointing out how the racks were really opened up with no problems for him, and he was taking advantage of that to great effect. And you're quite right. The scrappier ones, the more safety-induced ones, well, Kuriansky's been getting the better of. How this set will play out remains to be seen. But Vitali's at the table, and the angle he's left himself on the 5 here would lend himself to running into the 6. Problems can come when moving balls. Wondering if he's flat enough to be able to come into the 10, but he wasn't. He's moved the 6, and as we've seen in this match already, some runs of the ball not going Vitali's way, and I'm not too sure how that's locked up against the 8, because if it has, there's no look at the corner pocket.
Yeah, it's a bit deja vu, isn't it, Gethin? I think he's trying to make something happen, Vitali. I don't blame him. The challenge with that is, though, the more you push a rack, so it pushes back, and he has got an option for a good safety here. What about the cue ball? Get up behind that 9, maybe. How has he left it?
Oh, we may have, Graham. Oh, close inspection from Kuriansky. That would suggest the way he's walking and plodding back to his chair. He's picking up his jump stick, so clearly not full sight on this ball. May only have to jump over the edge of the 8. The side that he finds himself on of this 6, if he were to pot it, the cue ball's just going to track down nicely, and he could find himself in position on the 7, so all to play for here with this jump shot.
Again, he hasn't left anything easy for Vitali, and this is where it's just seems to be one after the other. Can't just seem to get an easy run out. The longer this goes on, the more frustrated he's going to get. This is where composure comes in, Gethin. He's still not out of this rack. It's a good safety shot here.
No, you feel if he were to just convert one of these and then have another big break with no real problems out there. He could swing the momentum back in his direction. But as it stands at the moment, well, this still could go either way. He's left the 6 up against the cushion. Tricky shot for Kuriansky here. Just looking to put distance between the balls on the long rails, and, well, that's tracked up towards the centre pocket. I'm not sure that's potable, and, well, where the traffic is down there, he could just glance off it and bring the cue ball down to the left of the table as we look at it. But he's made a call. Maybe for backup. Crossbank centre.
Yeah, maybe he's going all out attack here. Looks like he's drawing. He's had enough of playing safe. However, it could cost him here because he's left a nice angle on this 6, and this is what I'm saying. When Kuranski has left the balls on, he's never really left him in a place where he can probably properly attack it. However, if you look at this one, just the way the balls have landed, it's kind of a natural on the green to stun over for the 7, you know what I mean.
Oh, he used all the pocket there, Graham, but he's done exactly as you suggested.
Yeah, this is turning out to be quite an incredible match, because I'd probably say about an hour ago, just could not see Vitaly losing this match. And in all honesty, the way the balls are going, the way the rack. Oh, wait a minute, what's he done? Oh, what have you done? Oh my gosh. Can't believe it. I was just about to say all the chances have kind of just been going the Mexican's way, and he's been capitalizing. What a mistake. That could just change everything in this match.
Oh, he closes his eyes. He knew exactly what that meant. And, well, we've been suggesting before that the Mexican was taking advantage of stealing racks. This is Vitaly's turn to return the favour, and an important time to do it, Graham.
Well, 100% getting. I have to feel Vitaly sitting in his chair just about 30 seconds ago thinking, I'm in real danger here. 2-0 down in the final set. Not really getting any momentum and struggling. All of a sudden have a huge gift presented. 1-1 and the break. I tell you what, honestly, I think that 7-ball could change this whole match.
Oh, and he does. And yet, rather than facing the prospect of being 2-0 down, Patsura finds himself back at 1 apiece with the break. And, well, now it really could be anyone's. I just felt there that if the Mexican was able to pick that one up, maybe Vitaly's head was going to drop too far, but, well, it's all to play for now. As we just take a look at the room, there's a lot of activity in the background there. The PBS Women's Las Vegas Open is kicking off as we speak. Over on table 2 will be Sylviana Liu taking on the US hopeful Sophia Mast. That will be starting shortly over on table 2, and following this will be So Soa against Yin Hye-yu, the all-South Korean matchup. There will be fireworks in the opening round of our Women's Open. But let's find out how many fireworks are left in this. If it were to be a damp squib or not, somehow I feel it will not be, Graham. Vitaly to break, 1 each in the deciding set.
And there you see the difference in the breaks. Balls are a little bit more open. Didn't make a ball though. Big question is on the top corner here. If you have a look at the table properly, the 9-ball looked like it was a little bit in front of that little cluster. So it looks like the 6. It's a bit of a mess up there. I don't know if the 6 goes past the 9. It might go off the Sorry, the 3, sorry. Bit of work to be done either way.
Oh, he needs that to run. He needs that cue ball to run, and it hasn't. That will bring the 4 in the way. Where the 3 is situated, it might not be all lost if he weren't to be able to get safe off of this, but I think he's looking to go airborne and take this on, Graham. I'm not sure the value in this for where the 3 is, but maybe he feels it's his time.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
Well, maybe one jump too far there. Ball in hand. I feel like it's probably the first foul he's given in quite a while. From memory, he's normally been quite good at kicking and jumping over the course of this last set and a half. However, still a question for Vitaly here. What does he do? What options does he have from this position? Ball in hand does give him a lot more to work with. And as you said, it's not so straightforward. Is he going to play this off the 9?
oh, that would be a brave shot.
I was trying to bump into the 3.
I think he missed it by a cat's whisker. He does have the option now of just sliding off of it and pushing it behind the 9 and getting some distance behind, get some distance between the 3 and the cue ball, but if he doesn't judge this right, he could leave the 3 on.
I think he makes this, get in. I think where the 9 ball is, it's worth going for. Because he can't really guarantee that he's not going to stick the 3 up, so he might as well go a little bit aggressive here. Play into the rail. Just feather the 9 and try and get position on the 4. It's not a terrible option, this. Oh, he's caught it far too thick, all wrong. He's going to get a bit of a roll though, I think. 9 ball comes to the rescue and tables are turning here.
Yeah, I agree. As you mentioned, the 3 way too thick on the 9, but that's not done him any disservice at all, and the Mexican going back to his trusty jump stick, fouled in his last attempt with it, but has been making some great headway with it so far, and oh, he's judged that to perfection and may have even covered it behind the 8-5, Graham.
Yeah, because the cue ball caught the top rail as well. Yeah, I think the 3 did catch the rail anyway. Maybe. Well, it didn't, but the cue ball did. That bump on the 9 has really changed everything, because the only shot he has really, he has to push that 3 ball past the 5, kind of slow speed. Try and use the 5 as cover. Didn't get it right. He's left it on.
Was right at the dying end of the shot clock there as well, Graham, which would have just been in the back of his mind, certainly in the back of his ear. And where that 3's dressed up, it's actually not too bad for Kuriansky here. He can just float through to play the 4 in the bottom right, and this rack could open up for him quite nicely.
Yeah, these are pressure balls now. He's kind of normally picking up pieces towards the end of a rack, but now he's got it from early part. See how his composure is here. Nice connection on the 4, 5, 6. Just go under the 5. Right in the top corner. He's going to have. That's run a little bit far. A bit further than he would have liked. Still just okay, but he has run a ball or 2 further than maybe ease of comfort. Just puts a bit more pressure on this Gethin. Definitely not playing it in the side. He's going to play it in the top corner.
Yeah, I'm with you. However, this gentleman has been surprising us ever since the 4th rack begun in the 2nd set, and he's played that very well. I'm just wondering if he's left himself enough angle, though, to get back up for the 7. May just be able to screw back a little bit and take a longer pot on it, but if he does have an angle, he may be able to push through.
Yeah, I think he can just draw this back under the 8, centre table, leave the 7, kind of mid-distance. Just got to come back down. Well, he's got a choice really, but he's definitely probably going to come in between the 8 and 9. Try and play that 8 in the side. Even if he's a little bit short, it's not too bad.
He'll want to put what happened in the last rack behind him. These last 4 balls. Put his neck back out in the lead again into the second, in the deciding set. Ooh, Graham, he's keeping us on the edge of our seats.
He's hit that kind of, I wouldn't say all wrong, but he didn't catch that how he intended, and that little bump on the 8 ball, it's actually worked out an absolute treat, Gethin. I mean, he's just feathered it enough just to land ball in hand on the 8. I mean, he couldn't have asked for a better. Vitaly inside must be thinking, what is going on? This is quite something.
This and the 10 to put Yasui Kuriansky 2 racks away from what was earlier an unthinkable win. Vitaly definitely not out of this, especially from the way that these games have been developing, but wow, can you believe it? Yasui Kuriansky takes the 3rd rack in this deciding set to lead by 2 racks to 1, and a couple of claps from the crowd. I'm quite gobsmacked, Graham.
Yeah, this is pool at its finest. Everything that can happen has happened, other than, like we said at the start of this set, Gethin, the only thing that's probably missing is a shootout. We've had all kind of crazy stuff, and judging by, well, you've got to go with what you've been seeing so far. I'd be very surprised if the break coming up from Kuriansky isn't somewhat messy, just with the nature of the way he's been breaking. Balls just seem to haven't been opening so well for him, and they have been leaning towards a couple of clusters and safety battles. But I'll tell you one thing, he won't care, because he's definitely winning the fair share of all of those kinds of racks. I'm sure he'd like to run the rack as well, but let's see what happens in this one.
Oh, one dropped in the centre pocket, Graham. And well, he's got to look at the 2. I'm not too sure if that's a, or where the queuing is over the 6th. I'm not too sure it's even any value of taking this on. But he's made a ball off the break. He's still in control.
Yeah, the question is, how much queuing can he get by the 6? He's bridging, so quite a bit thick. Where's the cue ball going to end up? Maybe not too bad. Didn't get the safety, but didn't really sell out either. There is a shot on this. I don't know how much he can dig down, and if he wants to be aggressive. I don't think it's the right shot given the context of the match. And another scenario of this, Gethin, is even though the score is 2-1, of course, trying to get the 4 to win the set. But if Kuriansky does get the 3, he is guaranteed a shootout. So technically, can I say he's on the shootout hill, if you want to call it that? From Vitaly's point of view, he's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get into that mix if he can avoid it.
No, absolutely agree. And he's actually played that safety shot really well. The cue ball just taking a little nudge on the 3 to take the pace out, ensuring it hid behind it. And again, familiar look at the Mexican having to play out of a safety. He's been successful on so many occasions, and I think he was there as well. The referee would have been taking a close look, but that looked a legal shot.
Yeah, it's good. Judged the slide well. You see, definitely got the bit of a grimace there from the Mexican, but it was good. Not a straightforward shot here either, because he can play thin off the edge, but to what avail? He's actually going to play a kick shot here. Maybe he's hooked him completely back. Wow. This time he has left a bit of a sniff. Question is, how straight is he on this? Can he roll all the way up the rail to play the 3 in the top left corner? If he can't get in, then the question is on the 4 ball, where does that go? Because I don't think it goes in the bottom right or bottom left, but it can be deceiving on the screen, so that'll be the key shot after this.
He wasn't far away, and he certainly put the cue ball in a great position for the 3. Referee have a little inspection to see if that 2 is touching the rail. Got a feeling if Vitali takes this on, the cue ball's going to take a chunk of the 3, and he's going to be leaving a little bit of it to the elements, so he's not getting it his way at all in this match at the moment, Graham.
No, it's definitely turned a little bit. There's a battle for him.
Oh no.
I feel like from, you said it, from 3-0 down in that second set, just really hasn't had a sniff of any kind of look, and it's all been uphill battles, and yeah, it's hard to really pick why that's happened, but maybe shot selection, bit of bad fortune, bit of mistakes. There's lots of different things could be thrown into the melting pot there, but either way, he's got to find a way. Oh, that's a great shot. He's got to find a way to stick with this, because he's still in this match. Doesn't want to get too frustrated.
Well, that will certainly keep that fire lit. That was a beautifully judged kick and stick. And yet again in this rack, Kuriansky
Extension.
coming to the table with a difficult escape. I have to say, Graham, he's made some wonderful escapes so far. This will be up there with them. Maybe with that 4, not going past the 7 or the 8, that might provide a little bit of insurance.
Foul.
Yeah, look to push the 5 and knock it up against the 6. Did not get that.
No, it hasn't gone to plan. A bit of a wide table here. Big question comes back to that 4 ball. And he's got ball in hand, so even if it doesn't go in the corner, just have a chance to bring it down for the 4 on the side. But must go in the bottom left.
Referee for today's match doing a great job. Players are kept him busy. Well, he's just changed his mind there, Graham. He's looking to come 1 rail and just drop underneath the 4. All about pace. Oh, he's chose 2 rails instead. And the pace looks good.
Yeah, he's a little bit short, I think. Not a bad effort. I think he might have to play. Can he just draw past and avoid the 8? Don't know. He might have to play a banky, I guess, in if he can't somehow avoid the traffic. Is he going to dig all the way down on this 4 and try to... he's going to try and go around the 8, maybe? He had one of these earlier in the match, didn't he, with a 6 ball?
And again. Oh, he's got away with it, Graham, but yeah, the centre pocket has not been his friend in this match. We may remember back that a similar missed shot into the centre bag started the momentum in the second set for the comeback, so maybe just coming back to haunt him again. However, this time the four ball has landed in a tricky position. Kuriansky electing to slide off of it, actually nearly stuck it behind the 9. Not a bad shot, good distance. Looked like he was just indicating he wants the cue ball behind the 5-6 here. So off the left-hand side of the 4, swinging it round 2-3 rails is the shot he's looking at.
It's a cue ball. Close.
Oh. Just look on the replay there. That cue ball looked like it was tracking towards the corner pocket. As you can see there, our Mexican was jumping out of his chair. Maybe he actually thought that a scratch was coming.
Definitely tracking. It wasn't to be. He's a very good shot here. Is he going to get behind the 5? He's close. Oh, that's a very good shot. Very good shot indeed, and this is a problem because he can go 2 rails, catch it from behind. If he doesn't get any kind of cover, well, there's no cover really up table. If he catches it from the top side, there's nothing to hide behind really. It's all about the 4 ball here.
Those occasions that we've seen in this match, Graham. Oh, and that's a thin edge, and that might have worked out very nicely for him. Both players have been doing very well in the safety game here.
Yeah, that's worked out. Oh, it could have been a lot worse. He does have a shot on here. I mean, it's an aggressive shot. Don't think he's going to play it though. Play thin off the 4 and try and put it back behind the 9. Get that cue ball behind the 8 maybe. That could be a possible path. There's too much spin on it, unless he was trying behind the 5. Well, if he has, tell you what, that's a great effort from there. Got the good 4 ball though, get in. He's in the spot of bother here. Fully expect Vitaly to kick at this and make contact. The question is, what kind of contact is he going to make? Can you pop this?
He was so close to being behind the 5. He's gone for the kick and stick, hasn't made it.
Oh, what a result. Wow.
Yeah, that is an awkward position for Kuriansky here. I'm just wondering if there's an edge he can take off of the 4, but I've got a feeling more than just the 4 will be moving, so this has got to be judged really well. I think that's the best he could have hoped for there, Graham, to be fair. He may find himself in a spot of bother after this, but maybe only distance between the balls. I think it's difficult to get a ball in the way, maybe the 9.
It's not so straightforward, this. That's why he's played it so soft, because he didn't want to sell out on the 4. Pretty good shot, really. His rack's becoming really big now.
As we've seen so far, Graham, these are the sort of racks that Kuriansky has been winning. If you look at the table layout right now, really couldn't pick either of them. The 6 being blocked by the 5 for the cannon shot into the corner, but he didn't really have many options there, Graham. Not too sure that was the best one to take, though.
Yeah, he definitely could be in trouble here, though. You would think he can find some cover behind that 6 ball. Just double it back across. Yeah, this could be a big moment. Big moment in this rack here. Not only hitting it, but Can't go up table. He's going to have to go across the rail, and he's only got a long rail to work with. These are very tricky to judge.
Yeah, that was a very nice shot at this stage of the match by a Ukrainian. These are the sort of shots that can swing the momentum back. Oh, what an escape. He's potted the 6, so he might, well, there is the option of giving the cue ball back to him, but I don't think Vitali's going to do that. But again, another great escape. We should start calling him Houdini.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, really, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I can really recall where he's made a mistake from a kick of some kind or anything crazy. He's going to give it back. Tell you what a moment this could be if he decides to go offensive. I don't know if the scratch is on. He could go for this pot, you know, in the top left. I know it's aggressive, but the natural angle to play that for and come back down towards those balls at the bottom wouldn't be a bad option. If he goes for the pot in the top right, I don't really see any value in getting position on the 5 this way, unless he goes all out attack. That's what he's done. Where's the cue ball? Kissing the 4 here. Oh, he's had a result again. Goodness me. Vitali just can't get a look on in any way at the table. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah. And you can't help but think this is going to play on both players' minds, maybe giving Kuriansky a bit of faux confidence, but more importantly, putting Vitali's head down a little. So far, he doesn't seem to have dropped it, but the more you ask questions of Vitali, the more chance there is of a mistake. However, yet again, can't put anything past him. He's played another great safety shot here. Very nicely done. And well, looks like the Mexican's going to go airborne again, Graham. Out of all of his jump shots, I think he's only had one mistake, so... Oh!
Wow. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm lost for words. I feel like Vitali must be thinking, what do I have to do? Just literally can't get a sniff from a safety or a jump. I mean, full credit to the Mexican. Quite remarkable. Got to pull out. Oh, what's he done? Well,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. We saw him make a similar mistake earlier on when he was in a position, he was on his 3rd foul, and he could see an edge of the ball, but he completely misjudged it and caught the 9 and lost that rack to 3 fouls. I would dare say that that was a similar miss. And would it prove as costly?
you would think so from this position. Key shot coming up here. Needs to make sure he leaves a good angle on this 8.
Yeah, you feel that if he can get good position on this 9 now, this is his for the taking. And well, I don't know if anyone would have put their money on the Mexican leading in the 3rd set. But if you did, oh, you'd be smiling right now. He's left himself an angle, Graham. Doesn't need to do anything here except perhaps avoid a scratch if it was me at the table. But this is looking very promising, and great opportunity to get to the hill first in this deciding set, and as you mentioned, guarantees him the shootout.
Yeah, quite incredible stuff. This is, I think Vitali, oh, he needs to keep going. He's okay. Vitaly there with his arms crossed must be feeling absolutely shell-shocked here. This is, even for the Mexican, he must be thinking, this is quite a turnaround. It's all about the pressure though, because it will swing back around. He's gone from hanging in this match to actually having a chance to win it.
Oh, he does, Graham. And the Mexican, Kuriansky, is 3-1 on the hill in this deciding set. And for our viewers tuning in that was looking for the women's Las Vegas Open opening round matchup between Soa and Yin Hei-Yu, well, just keep an eye on ProBilliardSeries.com. At the moment, it's still due to be on this table. If we do go to a shootout, there may be a threat to keep proceedings underway that they may be put onto another table. I hope not, but I'll keep you abreast of that information as this plays out. But Graham, as much as the Mexican can win at this visit, there's still that eerie smell that there could be a lot more life left in this match. Let's see what sort of break Kuriansky can come up with here. He leads 3-1 in this deciding set with the break.
Well, that's probably the most open break he's hit. Where's the 4-ball going? Oh, he's blocked the path of the 1. So even on an open break, he's... I think pool gods are definitely wearing a Mexican shirt today. Has to be said. I just think the balls have all of a sudden definitely favoured Mexican. Vitaly is having to battle through this. He has had a few chances and a few mistakes, so he's going to be definitely feeling the pressure now. It's his turn to come from behind and somehow have a shot in this shootout, get in. This is his only way.
Yeah, absolutely, Graham. And well, for either of these players, whoever wins it at this stage, they're going to be absolutely exhausted going into the next round. I'm having to tell you now, I'm pretty exhausted here in the commentating box. This is thrilling stuff. Sometimes not been the prettiest of pool, Graham, but that sometimes provides the most entertaining. And in getting out of that safety, I'm not sure there's a gap between the 5 and the 7. He's sort of come out of that quite well as well. He's just having a close inspection. He's called it over into the opposite corner pocket, top left of the table. Oh, that's a nice shot. That is a nice shot indeed.
Yeah, that was a good shot. He's got a great chance here. That little bump on that 4-ball off the side pocket has really opened it up. Balls are quite inviting. It's the first real open table, probably in quite some racks without any major problems. So that's a very obvious must-take for Vitaly. He can't afford any mistakes here. But Kuriansky must be sitting there feeling pretty good either way, knowing he can't lose this match just in these next few racks, because he is guaranteed the shootout. So what he's hoping for here is maybe some kind of pressure mistake from Vitaly to pinch this match.
What a complete contrast from the second set, Graham, where it was completely the other way round. Patsura only needed one mistake at the right time from Kuriansky. It didn't arrive, or it certainly didn't arrive in the form of him being able to convert it. And what went from him being on the hill and one rack from taking this match, it's now his turn to have to fight back and claw back into this. And as you said, the best he can get at the moment will be the shootout. And then, well, will that be down to the flick of a coin? That remains to be seen. We may not even get there at this stage, Graham. But Vitaly will certainly be hoping to.
Yeah, it's all about composure here. Just punch this off a couple of rails on top side of the 8-ball into the line of the 7.
Yeah, and this is now reminiscent of what Vitali brought to the table at the start of the match. Given any sniff of an open table, and well, he looks very, very much in his comfort zone. But when there was a bit of a mess out there, the Mexican seems to have wrapped it up like a tortilla. So, ooh, did I speak too soon, Graham?
That's just pressure, isn't it? I mean, he's probably just okay. Not ideal. There's a lot of pressure on this 8-ball. He can kind of slow drop it in. A little bit of maybe left-hand spin. Should be okay.
He knows it, Graham. He knows how big this is. He's been sat in his chair. He's had to witness his opponent come back from the jaws of defeat. And now he steps up for this 8-ball. What a big shot. Oh, he's made it.
He's gone for pace. It's all gone wrong, I think. This is a huge moment. Surprised he went for pace there, but maybe that was a more confident stroke. Given the moment, he was hoping to maybe, I'm not sure what he was hoping for, maybe to bump into the 9 potentially. But it has gone wrong. Could this be the chance? That's a pretty good shot, this.
Yeah, that's a very nice shot.
Wow, what a moment for Kuranski here. Does he go crazy for a bank? Try and put this match to bed in one shot? That would be absolute punishment for Vitali here.
The crowd are gripped. No one's going to call this. He's taken a good look. The shot clock's ticking. The extension is called. No matter which way you look at this, Graham, we're going to start finding out soon. I do like your shout. Do you go for, okay, 80, bank, and hold for the 10?
I think sometimes when you get a chance, go for it, which he did. How is it going to line up?
Oh, it looked like the 9 threatened to stick behind the 10 there. It hasn't. But where that cue ball is, Graham, it's still not over yet.
Well, there's a pressure shot this getting. He's going to have to, well, you would think he'd probably slow roll this. Just let the cue ball roll up table. Give it every chance of going in for a shot on the 10. Looks good. Just take the medicine. What about this for a pressure shot?
Oh.
Hold on to your hats, people. This is a big moment.
Vitaly Patsura of Ukraine to bring the score back to 3-2 in a must-win situation. Needs this 10 ball. Oh, and the cue ball will stop before it gets towards that corner pocket. And let me tell you, Graham, if there was ever a pressure shot in this match, that was it. Made it look easy. Scores back to 3-2, holds the break. There's still twists and turns in this match. I know our viewers at home will be keeping an eye on the scores across the room. The women's Las Vegas Open event has kicked off. Over on table 2 right now, Silviana Liu is taking on the pink dagger from the USA, Sophia Mast, the young 17-year-old. And following on from this, we will have the matchup, the all-South Korean matchup between the current 9-ball world champion Seo Seoa and Yin Haeyu. But that is to come after this. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is as exciting as it gets. Might not sometimes be the prettiest of pool, but these guys are digging deep. Vitali to break, trailing 3-2 in the deciding set. Oh, well, it looked like after a dry break he was going to leave Kuriansky in trouble, but just at the last minute, as you'll see from the replay, the one decides to kick out, and it has left a shot for the Mexican. More importantly, it brings a grimace from the Ukrainian.
He's got the pace. He's going to hit that by quite some way. That was a good opportunity to put Vitali in a lot of trouble there. I mean, Kuriansky's just hoping to get a nice chance at the table. Balls are pretty open. This is the rack for both players, really.
Always hit the 6. He wanted to miss that 6 ball, Graham. That's now left a big window for this one. And with that traffic out there, a good opportunity for him to put the Ukrainian in trouble. And yep, this is a big rack in this set now. It's looking better. It's looking better. That 4 ball maybe covering the whole of the 1 there, Graham. That may force Vitali to have to go around the table. It looks like he's looking at that. There's no real big problems out there, so this won't be the time to give away ball in hand.
Yeah, this is tricky. Not only making contact, balls are pretty open, so really needs to make sure he makes contact. Paramount. Oh, goodness. What a chance here. Getting ball in hand. Wide open table. Could this be the moment? Can he hold himself together and win this match right here, right now? Wow, you've got to give him credit.
Kuriansky jumped out of his chair there, recognizing the opportunity, but at this stage of the match, God, the nerves must be absolutely firing with both players.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the layout. Is there anything that really jumps out that's super awkward? If you can drop this, you might even be able to play a little bit of a draw shot here, using the 7 ball, just to keep the cue ball where it is. Just needs to be careful. 7 ball doesn't land on the 9 ball and cause a problem. I think he should be okay though. Nice. Put a bit of body in that one, and cue ball's got away from him. So, wow, it's incredible. What a chance. Ali is sitting there thinking, I could be coming back to the table here, quite. Probably already thinking that the match could have been over there.
Is he eyeing up the bank? Or is he looking to put the cue ball beyond the 6?
I think the 6 ball's looking favourable here. There's the speed. It's pretty good.
Yeah, executed very well. There was a bit of a gap if he wanted to jump, but not much. This will take a really accurate jump shot from Vitali. Big elevation, great camera angle.
That's a good hit. Needs it to slow up though. There's a bit of speed on this ball.
I think the cue ball's just run up against the cushion, which is going to make Kuriansky's shot that bit more difficult. And as you saw there, Vitali wasn't far away. He executed the jump very well. Just didn't make the pot. This is a tough one.
Well, the pressure's starting to creep in now. Kind of a little bit fortunate there not to leave a pot on. Don't think it sneaks past the 10, so Vitali looking for a safety shot here. Love to get him into some cover. However, Kuriansky's safety play or kicking ability has been quite something. That's a bit of a mistake. He's got another chance of a shot here. The only problem that I see really on this table, position-wise, and probably from 7 to 8, just because they're both kind of in awkward spots on the rail. Cue ball has to be really bang on. But that's definitely a few shots away first.
Oh, that was part one, Graham. He knew he was running into the 6, so there was a bit of leaving it to Lady Luck. As it is, he's got a nice angle on this 4 to bring it across to find the gap between the 9 and the 7 for the 5. And then, as you mentioned, it's all about how he's going to navigate his way towards the 7-8. And this is still a big shot for him here at this stage of the match.
Yeah, he's lost the cue ball a bit there though. There's a nice angle on that 4 after the bump on the 6. Cue ball's ran away, and this shot now, it's one of them ones where you're going to have to just play at pocket speed, because he doesn't want to run the cue ball too far to the left side of the table. He's got every chance to pot this though. Just play it a little bit fat into the rail. Don't need to hit it too hard. Just give it every chance. Oh, he's played it well. Absolutely nailed it. This is a big shot here. This is a key shot for me, Gethin. He's got a nice angle on this 6. Probably going to use, you would think, draw, come back rather than running forward. So it's all about speed. The good thing is with the 8 ball off the rail, if he does land quite thin on this 7, he could go under the 8, which is probably more favourable for position on the 9. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Wow. I'm surprised he played it so hard. Having too much angle on the 7 was also okay. Oh, the pressure's definitely getting here. It's getting a bit intense.
I have to say, Graham, that 5 ball he played was subliminal at that pace. Did all the hard work to get the right shape on the 6, and really didn't even need to hit it half as hard. But yeah, can't blame him with nerves at this stage of the match. But what he has left himself with here is a very tricky position. I'm just wondering, can he bring the 9 into play in between the 7 and the cue ball? But it's going to be such a judge of pace.
Yeah, probably just try and put the 7 on the bottom rail. Focus on the 7 being safe as much as possible. Not bad. He has left a bit of a sniff. Should Vitali want to take this on, but this is a big shot. Just surprised that Kuriansky played that 6 ball with so much speed. Wasn't really needed, but pressure does crazy things. Like I said, you get in. He's probably flipped a little bit around. Kuriansky trying to just hang in, and then all of a sudden a chance to win changes your mindset. But he's going for this. This is a big shot. This could be the match.
Oh.
It is, what a shot.
What a great shot and shape on the 8. Wow.
Don't know if you noticed there, Gethin, but when that cue ball was coming down perfect for the 8, Vitali just gave his arms a shake. Both of them just kind of signalling he's feeling the pressure a little bit. I don't blame him. Well, this match has had everything, and I guess I kind of did call it at the beginning of this set, but
You did.
Looks like we're going to a shootout, guy.
Vitaly Patsura from Ukraine, digging deep and digging deep some more, taking this 10 ball to bring the third and deciding set all square, hill. As my good dear friend and colleague Graham mentions, this will take us to a shootout. And for those of you that have not been part of a shootout so far in these PBS Series Opens, each player gets 2 opportunities apiece, and they will have to take the 10 ball from the spot. As it's never a nice position to be in, Graham. Any advice for them out there?
Pray. No, this is yeah. This is where the pressure cooker really kicks in. You know, you've just got to make one shot at a time. Yeah, all you can focus on is what you can do. Maybe your opponent might miss a ball or two and help you along the way, but the most important thing is it's your shot. But yeah, these are always exciting, and yeah, you see all the players, all the spectators standing around.
Yeah, this is edge of the seat stuff now, Graham. And what a journey we've taken to get to here. I don't think halfway through the second set we would have ever dreamt of getting to this position. As it is, we have Kuriansky with the opening shot in the shootout. Oh, and he's rattled that one.
Yeah, I think your action is going to be playing a big part here, and you have to say that Kuranski's been a little bit excited with a lot of body movement, and not to say that that impacts you massively, but it's got to have some kind of impact on certain moments. A little bit of unwanted side, or see how Patsura fares here with his cue action, and can he stay just composed and still? Oh, he's missed it as well. He hasn't punished the mistake, so that was the first moment.
The nerves, the nerves, the nerves. Oh, well, my mistake, it's alternate in the shootout format. It's the best of 4, and if it stays all square at the end of 4, it will be sudden death. So, from the other side of the table, Kuriansky to put the first point on this shootout board. We played that one a little bit slower, Graham, to great effect. Gets the first green tick on the board to start to add the pressure to Vitaly.
Yeah, and if you notice, he had a slightly different bridge hand there. Of course, it's from the other side of the table, but he was playing more of a loop bridge instead of a hand on the rail on the table. Sorry, so interesting. This is a big moment for Vitaly here. This is all going wrong for Vitaly here. Missed that one by quite some way. Pressure starting to build, and all of a sudden, if Kuranski can make this shot, it means that Vitaly has to make these last 2 to even have a chance of staying in this shootout. Big 10 ball coming here. You hear a pin drop in the crowd. Always creates an atmosphere.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop in the crowd, Graham. And unfortunately, Kuriansky hasn't made that. A little lifeline for Vitaly here. Needs to start making them now, though.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I don't know if you heard that, but the shot clock went off there as a beep when he was just about to strike the cue ball. Kind of something to keep in mind a little bit. Not to say it can put you off, but it is quite quiet and maybe something to think about. That's better. Vitali brings it back level. We've got to go sudden death getting, haven't we? We've had everything else in this match. We might as well.
I'm scared to breathe. I've been holding my breath for half of this shootout already. And, well, that's the nature of the beast, to affect everyone in the crowd on the edge of their seats. This one, for Kuriansky, really does need to go in, put the pressure back onto Vitali. Yeah, he's played it again. Maybe a little bit harder than the last one. Made it very well. And he now leads 2-1 in the shootout. The last open shot now for Vitali. A must pot to take this to sudden death, Graham. This is the big one. It's taken us 3 hours to get here. Been a hell of a match so far. What's this ending going to be like? Oh, Mr. Hickman.
It was obvious. He didn't just drop that in either, he drilled it in. So, yeah, sudden death it is. This means that we keep going now until somebody misses. This is, yeah, so many people all now crowding around. This is when it gets even more intense pressure. Not just the cameras, but more spectators watching.
And glued to the screen.
Yeah, they've got a shorter playing area now, which makes it a little bit more difficult as well.
Oh. Solid.
Well,
Oh, a little grimace from Kuriansky. He's put himself in prime position now. Asks every question of Vitali. As we mentioned, this is the losers bracket, so whoever does lose this shootout exits the tournament. 128 players, $150,000 prize pot. Vitali Patsura to keep his neck in this match. Ooh, where's the cue ball? Where's the cue ball? Oh, if you thought this match hadn't have everything, well, that was just one of the icings on the cake there. Wow. How that did not drop. A big laugh from Vitali, a little smile from Kuriansky too. But that keeps him in this. Oh, look at this. His face. Graham, would you imagine it?
I think he used the power of his body there or something to keep it out, because that was, yeah, I thought that was in for all the money. This is just incredible. Oh, a lot of movement there. Tried to drill that one in, but that was quite far away, and all of a sudden, from, yeah, I want to say nowhere, but Vitali has a chance to win this match. He hasn't had a chance to win the match since 3-0 in the second set, so big moment here. Is he going to get a get out of jail free card here?
Wow, 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 ladies and gentlemen, what a match. Vitaly Patsura from Ukraine. Well, let me just tell you a little story. He won the first set convincingly. Looked like it was going to be a relatively boring match for the viewers as he went 3-0 up in the second set. And after a couple of scrappy frames, one or two mistakes,